We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Now, it looks like Cardi B and Titanic Records have decided to use my grand idea. Cardi B is starting to finally sell out some of her shows. Not all of her shows, but they are 99% sold out. Boston, Baltimore, Philly, Raleigh, ATL, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, New York, Toronto, Inglewood, San Francisco, Vancouver are all 99% sold out. And guess what? The fans didn't even have to buy tickets. Okay, now if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I said Titanic Records should buy the tickets and give them out to fans. Didn't I tell y'all that? Okay, it was a grand idea because a lot of labels do it, okay, and don't get really exposed for it. But it's evident that fans did not buy these tickets, and that's why the tickets are 99% sold out. I don't hear nobody outside of Stan Twitter talking about Cardi B's tour. Okay, she's not Bruno. She is not Beyonce. Let's be very clear. She's not Gaga. Nobody is talking about this tour except people on Stan Twitter. On top of that, Cardi B was begging people just last week online to support the tour and do schoolgirl outfits, and how she wants to do like a football themed type of competition. Okay, for who is the loudest show when she goes on tour. So in my opinion, I believe that Titanic Records spent some coin, which Cardi B is going to have to recoup. Okay, whether it be on a tour or something else, she's going to have to recoup it. They bought the tickets and they're giving them out to fans. Okay, now I don't know if they're doing it on the radio. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but that's what I believe, because I don't believe that her ticket sales are selling out organically. I don't hear nobody talking about her tour except on Stan Twitter. And if you guys were that excited about the tour, you guys would have bought tickets when they were first announced. Okay? Her tour is literally starting in 2 weeks. You guys would not just magically start buying all of these tickets in the span of 2 weeks. Stop it. Okay? I don't believe that for a second. Y'all cannot fool me. Okay, but congratulations to Titanic Records. Congratulations to Cardi B, because now they're still able to kind of finesse the system. Now, Cardi B did clap back at people saying that her tour was going to be a mess. She said, first of all, I have never been a bad performer. Secondly, y'all didn't learn anything from my album, Keep Doubting Me. What happened with the album? You couldn't outsell Nicki Minaj, which you tried to do. That's why you put 10-year-old songs on it. Like, let's just be honest, okay? Cardi B fans, the one thing I don't respect about Cardi B fans is that they're never honest. Cardi B was trying to outsell Nicki Minaj. That's why she put her album as the same price as a $5 footlong at Subway. She was selling her album on DoorDash. Okay, let's just be honest. That's why she was doing that, because she wanted to outsell Nicki Minaj. Unfortunately, Cardi B fans only support Cardi B out of spite. No shade. Now, moving on from that, Doja Cat and SZA's Kiss Me More is now eligible for 9 times platinum in the U.S., making it almost eligible for diamond certification. So congratulations to Doja Cat. Kiss Me More obviously is a classic. That is the song she got a Grammy for. Okay, I think she got Best Pop Duo with SZA back in 2022, I believe. So, well deserved for Doja Cat. Unfortunately, their collaboration on the V album is not going to have the same success. Take Me Dancing is nowhere near Kiss Me More. But like I said before, Planet Her, that's Doja Cat's Thriller. That's Doja Cat's classic album. Everybody goes back to Planet Her. She'll never have another album as big as Planet Her, in my opinion. That was her Thriller. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Now, moving on from that, Nicki Minaj seemingly goes off on Don Lemon because he went into or walked or stormed into, whatever you want to call it. He was with protesters and he was going into a church questioning a pastor that is allegedly an ICE agent. Okay. And so with that being said, he pissed off the far right and a lot of people were not happy with his actions. And Nicki Minaj had a few things to say. But he also then decided to clap back. Now, Nicki Minaj tweeted, Don COCK sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. She also said, the world is watching. And then she also reposted a fan tweet that said, this is the same man who goes home every day to his white husband, yet parades himself as pro-black, questioning black people's authenticity and telling others to prove their blackness while feeling bold enough to speak on Nicki. There's an alcoholic who was fired from CNN because of his long documented pattern of misogyny, hostility, and disturbing behavior. Multiple women workplace culture where he engaged in aggressive, abusive, and violent behavior, including incidents where colleagues say they felt threatened, intimidated, and physically unsafe. Okay. Now, there was other stuff in that tweet, but I don't feel like reading all of it. But Nicki Minaj did respond to that tweet and say, true or false, arrest Don Lemon. And this is what he had to say.
You've been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans, and you're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly gender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, genders your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people and so should gay people. Shouldn't buy your music. Clock that.
So let me know how y'all feel about it. Now, Nicki Minaj did respond to being called a homophobe. She did respond to that. One of her fans tweeted, now that entire media leg posting that slur lie, man, Nicki can tear these people up. These be full-blown smear campaigns. These media outlets are careless and tacky. She responded and said, LOL, I purposely wrote it that way because I knew that they would be the only way to get the COCK suckers to post about it. They would have all collectively ignored the despicable behavior displayed by Lemonhead. I'm glad they're angry. They're about to get angrier. And she posted a Chucky meme with the middle finger. Now, a lot of fans are worried that, the rollout won't be starting anytime soon since Nicki Minaj has continued to call people out. So a lot of people are hoping that she drops something, but they are feeling like, when are we going to get new music? That's what I see a lot of fans saying on social media. Let me know how y'all feel about it. It's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward, but in my opinion, I don't feel like the rollout is starting anytime soon. I don't believe it's going to start anytime soon. She might drop a single, but for the rollout for the album, I don't think that's going to start anytime soon. Now, moving on from that, according to some pop insiders, Beyonce re-recorded Tina Turner's show, Some Respect for Act 3. Okay. Now, I believe she did something similar for Act Two. She did the same thing with Jolene, which originally is a Dolly song, a classic in the country genre. And so now she's doing the same thing with Tina. I'm absolutely here for it. They have performed together live. Tina has praised Queen Bee's talent. So I definitely believe that she will do the song justice. And I'll be honest with you, I would not be shocked if we get visuals. Beyonce hasn't done visuals in a while, but because it doesn't count towards Billboard, I feel like Beyonce might go against the grain and drop visuals because it doesn't count towards Billboard. Because whatever the industry is doing, Beyonce like to do the opposite, I notice. Okay? So I feel like I wouldn't be shocked if we get some visuals too. And that is definitely going to be fire. Now, moving on from that, Brooklyn Beckham puts out a series of posts, against his parents, David and Victoria Beckham, icons in the game. But unfortunately, they've been experiencing a lot of family issues, and he has had enough. He put out several posts on Instagram, and he aired them out. One post, he said, "My parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationship since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped. My mom canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour despite how excited she was to wear her design, forcing her to urgently find a new dress. Weeks before our big day, my parents repeatedly pressured and attempted to bribe me into signing away the rights to my name, which would have affected me, my wife, and our future children. They were adamant on me signing before my wedding date because then the terms of the deal would be initiated. My holdout affected the payday, and they have never treated me the same since. During the wedding planning, my mom went so far as to call me evil because Nicola and I chose to include my nanny, Sandra, and Nicola's nanny at our table because they both didn't have their husbands. Both of our parents had their own tables equally adjacent to ours." He also said that he does not want to reconcile with his family and that he is not being controlled. He is standing up for himself for the first time in his life. And basically, he feels like his parents are trying to ruin his relationship. He also mentioned that Victoria Beckham tried to did hijack his first dance with his wife, which had been planned for weeks in advance, to a romantic love song in front of 500 wedding guests. Mark Anthony called me to the stage where in the schedule was planned to be a romantic dance with my wife, but instead my mom was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately, that's what he said, on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my life. Is he trying to say his mom basically essayed him? Because, that could be what he's trying to allude to. Because if you're saying somebody dancing on you inappropriately, what you trying to say? They was brushing up on you? That could be, no shade. That could be essay, low key. He also said, "We wanted to renew our vows so we could create new memories of our wedding day that bring us joy and happiness, not anxiety and embarrassment." Wow. Okay. So he said way more than this, but I'm only going to speak about certain parts because it is just way too long. But he aired them out. Okay. Spilling all the secrets, spilling all the tea. Now, here's my thing. I think that Victoria and David are in the wrong for trying to sabotage his relationship. But also, I think Brooklyn Beckham is in the wrong too. Okay? I feel like both parties need to handle family business behind the scenes. And I also feel like Brooklyn is going to regret one day isolating his family. Because let's just be honest, he don't have no career. Okay? This is the most shine that you've ever gotten in your life. Okay? What is he, 25, 26? And you don't have a career. Yes, you model here and there, but your career is your parents. Let's just be honest. They made you and they could break you. Okay. And like I said before, I wouldn't be shocked if they start making phone calls telling people not to work with him because he is like, I guess, a model, but it's not like he Tyson Beckford or something like that. Like, we don't be checking for him like that. You're not no big time model. So with that being said, I feel like you don't want to, burn bridges because your name is what made you. No shade. It's not like you have a career outside of them. And I feel as though if you ever split from Nicola, as much as you love her, a lot of people in Hollywood split up. Okay, relationships don't last long in Hollywood. If you guys break up, you gonna go running back to your parents. I guarantee you. Okay? That's just the honest truth. You don't really have nothing else going on other than this relationship. So with that being said, I don't feel like you should isolate them completely. I think maybe you guys should go see a therapist, try to handle it behind the scenes, have like a mediator, somebody that's neutral for both parties to try to reconcile everything. Because it's not like you're going to ever be big on your own. Brooklyn Beckham is not Brooklyn. It's just Brooklyn Beckham. If you want to be isolated, drop the last name. Yes, sign over your name. I feel like you signing over your name, if you don't want to be a part of the family, sign over your name. That makes sense. Okay, you can't try to have the name and you don't want to be a part of the family. That don't make sense to me. But let me know how y'all feel about it. It's about to get messy. But I got some very hot tea on Patreon, and I also got some new articles I posted on the Blast of Pop Culture. Check that out. Follow me on X. Link will be in the description. I hope you guys have a great day.